Okay, we're going to start with our thumbs. One, so we're going to pulse up, and then we'll pulse to the side, and then pulse down. Okay, so you can make a fist with your hands. Okay, so we're going to do 20 little pulses with our thumbs pointing up. So you can just count yourself. And then turn your thumbs so they're pointing inwards, and again, just little pulses. And then thumbs pointing down. Awesome. Okay, we've done this one before as well. It's called shatters. So we're going to have our elbows in line with our shoulders. We're going to bring our elbows together, and then we're going to lift our elbows up as high as we can, keeping our elbows together. So don't let your elbows splay out. It doesn't matter. If you can only lift up a little bit, that's okay. So we're going to do 10 of these. Okay, so close the shutter, lift up, back down, and then open again. Yeah, perfect. Keep your core engaged. Make sure you've got good posture. And when you open up, try and squeeze your shoulder blades back. Okay, awesome. I have this handy post here, but you can just use a wall, and you're going to have that elbow in line with your shoulder again. Have your body straight, and just put, how do I describe it? Don't twist your body, take your body straight, but just put pressure on the front of your shoulder here, and you should feel a nice stretch across your chest. Okay, but like I said, try and keep your body nice and in line, and don't twist your body to get that stretch. You should be able to get that stretch just by putting pressure on the front of the shoulder here. Good, and we'll do the other arm. Awesome. Okay, so we'll do another round of that. So we'll start with our thumbs. So again, just little pulses, trying to keep our arms in line with our shoulders and not letting them drop. Okay, so thumbs up to start with, and 20 little pulses. And turn your thumbs inwards. And thumbs downwards. Good, and shake that up. Okay, and so then back to our shatters. Okay, so yeah, like I said, when we come together, try and squeeze your shoulder blades back to get those activated. Okay, so we come together, lift up, come back down, and open. Again, make sure your posture is good, your core is engaged. And take that out, and then find your wall again, or your post, or whatever. So make sure the elbow is in line with the shoulder for this one. Okay, keep the body nice and straight, and then put some pressure on the front of the shoulder there. And the other side. Milo. Okay, and relax. Okay, so we're on to our bands. We're up to 50 seconds, and in case you're wondering, we're gonna get up to a minute, okay? So 10 rounds of a minute and 30, and then we'll hold it there. So we're not just gonna keep adding and adding and adding and adding until the end of time. Okay, so 10 rounds of 50 seconds of our bands, and then 30 seconds rest. Milo, Baba, you gotta be quiet to the. Or you gotta go in your room and close the door up.
No, Mom, I'll just pause the rain until you're done.
Okay, sounds excellent. Okay, so just a reminder. Oh, I gotta pull my screen.
As long as I get everyone into the air control, that's okay with me. Did we get everyone into the air control?
Okay, so just a reminder with your bands. So we want to start with our elbows nice and bent. We don't need to start with our arms straight. So start with our elbows nice and bent, and then we're painting our fingertips down on the floor all the way back, and then we're pushing our wrist back so that our fingertips stay pointing down and that we don't flick up at the end. So you should feel your triceps engage right at the end there. And the tempo, don't worry about the tempo too much. Just make sure that you're doing it right rather than tempo too much, okay? All right, so we'll start our first round in 3, 2, 1, go. And rest.
So, Mommy, if I get everyone in the air control, that's fine with me.
Sounds good.
Blow my nose. You need to find a figure. Everyone else, this is that.
Okay, round 2. And 2, 1, go. So remember to have your back nice and flat when you're bent over.
You go. Look at it.
Rest.
Joanne, if you can hear me, I try and start a little bit further in front. of your body, unless it's bugging your shoulders. Just try and start a little bit more up in front. Does that make sense?
Okay, 2, 1, go.
Are you okay? What happened there? Oh, I hope they didn't break. Joanne had a malfunction.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they're new and they came apart. I had them clipped together.
Oh, okay, but they didn't break.
No, just came unclipped.
Okay,
They're a bit heavier than the one I was using.
okay,
I'll give it a try.
okay.
Did a paddle come off? Was that?
They unclipped, but
Oh,
she's
okay.
good. It didn't break, so that's
Oh,
good.
okay. I don't know if you saw that video I did for Clint, but it snaps when we were doing
I
it.
did,
And I
yeah.
was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, this is number 4. In 3, 2, 1, go. And rest.
Okay, this is a comment for Rena and Megan. Just watch at the top there. We don't want you to have a broken wrist. So we don't want that. We want that. Can you see that? So both of you are breaking your wrist at the top. Keep it more like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's great. Thanks, Jazzy. 2, 1, go.
If you need to have, a real quick look at Kylie, she does a really good job. Like even if you miss the first 5 seconds of it or something, just to have a look. Watch that she's not breaking her wrist. She's got high elbow, and then it's a straight line all the way down to her fingertips.
And rest. So what you want to imagine is that there's a splint from your elbow to your fingertip, so the only hinge is from the elbow here, and that you can't break the wrist. And it's a really common problem in swimming too. So you want that elbow to just be the hinge, and then all of this is your paddle, basically. You don't want to break the paddle.
Yeah, what you're doing right there, Rena, looks really good. That's much better.
Okay, number 6, 2, 1, go. and rest. So hopefully you can feel your lats working. And again, well, that's another reason for getting the high elbow, because then it helps us engage the lats rather than put stress on the shoulders and be pulling with the shoulders. Okay, number 7. 2, 1, go. Rest. Awesome, guys.
Nice job, everybody.
And if the 50 seconds gets too tough as we get into these last sets, then, don't worry about it. Focus more on keeping the technique. And if you have to stop a little bit early, that's okay. Okay, 2, 1, go. Good, 2 more sets. Three, 2, 1, go. And rest. Good. One more round. Two, one, go.
When the last round is over, I'm just when you guys are done, then I'm gonna go open the back of your controller and the beep will come out.
And rest. Awesome, guys. Good job. Well, we're not quite done yet, love.
How many rounds do you have to do?
Well, we're done with that bit. But we're gonna do a few more exercises. I'll let you know when we're done, okay?
Okay.
Okay, and I'm gonna stretch that out like we have before. So right arm up and pull over to the left with your left wrist. You should feel like you're stretching your lats. And then over to the other side. And one more over to the left. And the right. And then you're gonna lock your fingers behind you. Okay, you're gonna lift your arms up as high as you can without leaning forward. So try and have really good posture. Okay, and you might only get to go a little way and just lift your arms up as high as you can. And relax. And then we'll try one more. Awesome. Okay, I forgot my mat. I'm just gonna grab it 1 second. Okay, so we're gonna go down onto the floor. Okay, so we're gonna go into plank position. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna tap our opposite shoulder. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, so if I'm in plank position here, my right hand is gonna tap my left shoulder, then my left hand is gonna tap my right shoulder, okay? So we're gonna do 20, so 10 taps on each side, and then we're gonna alternate that with rolling on our back and doing some static kicking, okay? So the idea when you're tapping the shoulder is that we're trying to keep the hips nice and stable, so we're not moving the body around to tap our shoulder. If you make your legs wider, that can help with balance. If you're feeling like you're a bit wobbly, having your legs close together, okay? Okay, so when you're ready, 20 taps, so 10 on each side.
Mommy, do I see what I'm going to do to the bag? And do I see what I'm going to do to the bag? I want to see this.
Milo, I'm working. I can't see right now. Okay, so that's my 20 done. And then we're gonna roll on our back. We're gonna do 45 seconds of flutter kick, but I'm gonna call it 30 seconds. And we're gonna do a 15-second sprint for the last 15 seconds. So flutter kicks, you wanna have your legs nice and straight, toes pointed. I like to put my hands under my butt. And then you're lifting your head up a little bit so that you're looking at your toes, okay? So hands under your butt, okay, and then I'm looking at my toes are pointed, okay? So we'll go for 45 seconds in 3, 2, 1, go. And we want fast little kicks rather than big wide kicks. Okay, 15 seconds. Go fast as you can.
How?
And relax. Knees into your chest if you want to. Okay, so we're gonna do that 2 more rounds of that. Okay, so the shoulder taps and then the flutter kicks. Okay. So back into plank position. So remember, try not to lift your hips up. Okay, so we want to be in a nice straight line. Okay, so when you're ready, 20 taps, opposite taps. And then onto our backs. And so flutter kicks.
How many more of
3,
those? Mommy,
2, 1, go.
Mommy, how many more of those 2 exercises?
One more round after this. And then we'll be done.
Oh, yeah. I can't hear anything by your legs. Mommy, I can't hear anything by your legs.
You're not supposed to hear anything. Okay, 15 seconds sprint, go. Try and point your toes, Chris.
Oh, but I can't go. But I can
And
go.
relax.
I can go way faster.
Yeah.
I can go. My legs can go as fast as a cheetah.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, one more time. Okay, when you're ready, 20 shoulder taps. Okay, and last round of flutter kicks. Okay, and 3, 2, 1, go.
Mommy,
Yes.
the hockey rank finishes at by the time we go to Clint's house.
Okay.
That's the time.
Okay, 15 seconds sprint. Let's go.
Yeah, that. Yeah, I know it's quite long, huh? It's a long hockey rank, right?
Yeah.
So you can stand, knee,
And relax.
so
You
mommy.
just bring your knee into your chest to stretch that out and
Mommy?
rock side to side. Shh, Papa.
Mommy.
Wait a minute.
Coach Milo is the best.
Give me 2 minutes and then we can totally like, okay? All right, guys. Nice work. That's awesome. Anyone have any questions?
Nope. That's good.
You get the rest of the day off, Chris.
Oh, yeah.
How are your legs feeling? Are they pretty toasted?
I feel okay, actually. Surprisingly okay.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So I guess, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, awesome.
I'm
Well
really
done,
thirsty,
everybody. Well done. It's looking much better in general. That's good.
Good.
Yeah, so like Jazzy was saying, exactly, just try and focus on the elbow bend. A lot of the time, because so when we're swimming, if we go in and then we bend the wrist, often we end up then kind of dropping the elbow too. So when we go in with swimming, we want to just bend the elbow and then we catch all of this water. We're making the biggest surface area we can with the forearm and the palm to catch water. If we do this with our wrists, then we're only kind of catching this much. But if we do this, then we're catching all of this water here. That makes sense.
I'm wondering, just as a thought, I'm wondering if the nature of the bands actually makes it tough. Like if you're using bands with small handles rather than the big paddles, maybe you have to do that so the band doesn't slip out. So I want to be, I just had that thought. Maybe,
I've
so I'm
done
not
them
sure what
without paddles before, and you can still keep the, it's really about, I think some of it as well is not extending to, if you extend here, then I think you kind of have to bend the wrist to get the leverage. Whereas if you only come, when you extend, if you only come back here, you can keep the palms flat and just bend the elbows, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And some of it might also be like the tension, like the tension or the strength of the band. Because then I feel if it's really a tense one, then you kind of feel like you almost have to do this maybe to get some leverage on it. Whereas if it's a lighter band, or you're standing closer to the wall, like till you have less resistance, it might be easier just to come through to the elbows each time.
It's also useful if you are kind of having a disconnect between what you think you're doing, what your brain's telling you to do, and what you're actually doing. Just take a look in a mirror. Like go by a mirror and actually look, or just look at your hand and say, is my wrist bent like this, or am I keeping it straight? Because sometimes just visually having a look and being like, oh, I'm not actually doing what my brain thinks it's doing, that can be really helpful.
Or even playing back this link as well.
Yeah, actually, that's true. You can
Yeah.
see yourself in the link. So.
But you know, the wrists are like they're weak points. So it's like it is a real common problem in swimming. It's hard, but yeah, if we just try and think about just having a lever here on our elbow.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks everybody. Thanks Kylie. Thanks Milo. You were great assistant coach today. I like how he just parked himself in a beanbag chair and observed.
Yeah.
That was great. Have a really good day. We'll be back 7:00 tomorrow morning for our ride. And then on Friday, we actually have another special guest, which I'm excited about. He's from Beat It. We do some stuff with Beat It, but Beet Juice Concentrate came out probably around the 2012 Olympic Games as the next greatest thing, but it's had some staying power because there really is some great science behind it. So definitely worth checking that out to see what he has to say. So yeah, have a great day today, everybody.
Yeah,
Cool. Thank you. You too.
See you guys.
Bye.